Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with the topic area and perimeter. This topic is divided into two parts. The first part is for perimeter and second part will be covering the concept of area. Before we start with the perimeter, all of you please be ready with your notebook, graph book and compass box. We all are waiting for you all. Please be ready. What are the objectives of learning perimeter? After finishing this concept of perimeter, you all will be able to describe the concept of perimeter, calculate the perimeter of different regular and irregular closed figures, and you all will be able to apply the knowledge of perimeter in your real life. Now let's start with perimeter. Already you all have learned in your previous class that the perimeter is the sum of the length of all the sides of a closed figure. Or we can say that perimeter is the total length of the boundaries of a closed figure. Now you all see that one box is appearing in right side of this slide. In that box, one statement is there that states that the perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of a 2D shape. What does this mean? To explain this statement, I'll give you one example. Daily you go down to take a walk around a rectangular garden. One day, one of your friend asks you how much distance you are covering in taking one round of this garden. How will you tell how much distance you are covering in one round? Now to tell the distance, you need to add the length of all the four sides of that garden. Now while adding all the four sides of the garden, what are you doing? You are calculating the perimeter of that garden. So the distance covered in taking one round of that garden is equal to the perimeter of that garden. So we can say that perimeter is equal to the sum of the length of all the sides. Now what about the unit of perimeter? Now we know that perimeter is a measurement of the length only. So the unit of perimeter will be the unit of length. If the length of some shape or some figure is given in centimeters or meters or inches or feet, the perimeter will also be measured in the same unit. One important point to remember that length of all the sides should be in same unit. You all know the meaning of perimeter, but you all should know why and when do we need to find the perimeter. Perimeter is required to put fencing around a farm or garden. It is used to put borders or laces around some cloth like handkerchief or dupattas. Perimeter is required for putting wiring around some wall or farm. It is used to draw a border on a paper or a card. Think about more uses of calculating perimeter and note it down. Now, we will find the perimeter of a rectangle. For this, we will do one activity. For this activity, we need one graph paper, pencil and a ruler.
If you don't have graph paper, don't worry. Just look at the graph and the explanation given in the slide, understand it, and you can do the activity afterwards.
On the graph paper, draw one rectangle. using the pencil and ruler. Label it. I have labeled the rectangle as PQRS. You can label your rectangle with any other name also. Now divide the rectangle into small squares where each side of small square measures to 1 centimeter. Now to find the perimeter of this rectangle, we need to find the length of all the four sides of this rectangle. To find the length of sides, we need to count the number of squares along each side. So when we count the number of squares alongside PQ, it comes to 6. It means length of side PQ is 6 centimeters. Similarly, length of side QR will be 4 centimeters as the number of squares along this side is 4. You all know that a rectangle has opposite sides of equal length. So the length of side RS will be equal to the length of side PQ and length of side SP will be equal to length of side QR. So RS will be 6 centimeters and SP will also be equal to 4 centimeters. To find the perimeter of rectangle PQRS, we will add the length of all the four sides and that is 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 and it comes to 20 centimeters. So the perimeter of rectangle PQRS is equal to 20 centimeters. Now, did you observe what did you do in previous slide to find the perimeter of the rectangle? You added length and breadth of the rectangle two times. Okay, so we did perimeter is equal to sum of length of all the sides. It means we added length plus breadth plus length plus breadth. So this we can write as twice of length plus twice of breadth, or it can be written as twice of sum of the length and breadth. This is the formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle. That perimeter is equal to twice the sum of length and breadth. And this formula, P is for perimeter, L is for length and B is for the breadth of the rectangle. A simple example is given in the box in the slide. There you can see one yellow color rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 4 cm and breadth is 2 cm. The perimeter will be equal to 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2, that comes to 12 centimeters. By using the formula, we can find the perimeter and that comes to twice the sum of length and breadth, that is twice of 4 plus 2 is equal to 2 multiplied by 6 and that also comes to 12 centimeters. So the perimeter of rectangle is 12 centimeters. After finding the formula for perimeter of rectangle, now we will find the formula for the perimeter of a square. For this, again we will do the activity. We need a graph paper again. So on a graph paper, draw one square as given in the figure. Find the length of each side of the square by counting the number of squares along each side. We see that each side of this square measures to 4 units or 4 centimeters. Now the perimeter is equal to sum of the length of all the sides, that is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 and it comes to 16 units or 16 centimeters. Now in a square all the sides are of equal length. So if I want to write it in the form of a formula, it will be written as perimeter is equal to length plus breadth plus length plus breadth, that is equal to length plus length plus length plus length, because length and breadth are same. So breadth can also be written as length, or we can write length as breadth also. So it will be equal to 4 times of length. So the formula for the perimeter of a square is 4 multiplied by side. Here side means the length of each side. Now we have found the perimeter of rectangle and square, and we have derived the formula also. Now what about the other closed figures? How can we find the perimeter of different types of closed figures? The basic will remain the same, that to find the perimeter of any closed planar shape, we add the length of all the sides. Let's start with triangle. In this slide, a figure of a triangle is given, that all the three sides of the triangle are given as A, B and C. To find the perimeter of this triangle, we will add all the three sides, that is equal to A plus B plus C. So this is the basic to find the perimeter, that is the sum of the length of all the sides. We can frame a formula to find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle. All of you know that equilateral triangle has all the three sides of equal length. Given in the figure, an equilateral triangle PQR. To find its perimeter, we will add the length of all the three sides, that will be equal to PQ plus QR plus RS. Now we know that all these three sides are of same length. So we can write it as perimeter is equal to PQ plus PQ plus PQ. And that will be equal to 3 multiplied by PQ. And we can write it in the form of perimeter of an equilateral triangle is equal to 3 into side. Here again, side means length of each side of equilateral triangle. Here you can see different types of polygons. To find the perimeter of different polygons, we use the basic to find the perimeter, that is, simply add the length of all the sides. For example, if you want to find the perimeter of a pentagon, you will add the length of all the 5 sides and get the perimeter. Similarly, to find the perimeter of a nonagon, add the length of all the 9 sides. Till now, we have calculated the perimeter for regular closed figures. Now, we will find the perimeter of irregular figures. Before calculating the perimeter of irregular figures, we should know what is the meaning of irregular figures. Irregular figures are the figures that may have any number of sides with different lengths, and measurement of interior angles may also be different. Now, in this slide, you can see two irregular figures. To find the perimeter of these figures, again we are going to use the basic of perimeter, that is, we will add the length of all the sides to get the perimeter. Let's see the first one. This first irregular figure has 4 sides. The length of all the 4 sides is given. To find the perimeter, we will add all the 4 sides together, and the perimeter will be equal to 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 5, that is 12 centimeter. Similarly, look into this second irregular figure. All the lengths are given. To find the perimeter, we will add the length of all the sides, and after adding all the sides together, the perimeter comes to 15 centimeter. Now, important points. The formulas to calculate the perimeter of different shapes, the basic formula to find the perimeter, the unit of perimeter, the length of all the sides should be in same unit, and the uses of perimeter. You can have these small activities at your home with the help of your parents, with the permission of your parents. You can try out these activities to find the perimeters of different objects.